When last we left off with Black Mirror 2, we were kidnapped somehow, and now we're here. We committed arson in order to break free of the chair.
This rope was last around my chest. It's notably longer than the other pieces.
So now we just gotta collect shit and try to bust our way out of here.
This rope was last around my chest.
Come on, Darren, pick shit up.
Huh. The remains of what?
Pick it up.
The office chair won't fit in here at all. It was probably brought here to tie me onto. The office chair won't fit. The office chair won't.
So it's useful for something. Let's see, so somebody smokes in here, did at one time. Let's just go from right to left.
The idea of these things is that you hang your suit or uniform over it to stop it creasing. You can then maybe brush it down too.
I guess.
The idea of these things is that...
What do we need from it, Darren? Oh, just the whole thing. Okay. Oh. I think I see where that's potentially going.
Alright. The fire's out. It wouldn't have burned for much longer anyway.
Better safe than sorry, though.
The windows are nailed up with heavy planks. I'm not gonna get out of here.
Rusty is meowing because he wants outside.
2 landscape pictures. One shows a small rural town, and the other one a moorland scene. There's a brass plate under the picture of the town. There's something on it. Cardiff 1812.
Hang on. I must go retrieve the boy. Why are you crying? It is open! Now where did he go? Shit, Hook. I swear that boy... Like, I have my door cracked open. It's mostly shut. So that, like, what my parents were doing doesn't leak into here, because they like to watch their shows and stuff. But I have, like, a rubber band attached to it, like a hair tie, so that he can just push it open or pull it open to come and go as he pleases. It's the same setup I had for Handsome. Unfortunately, Rusty doesn't maneuver through it as smoothly as Handsome did. He always has to, like, bonk his head into it, and he doesn't seem to understand that it's continual pressure. But I'm just gonna chalk that up to him being partially blind in one eye. Let's see now what... Oh, chandelier.
Pretty... ugly.
You take that back. It is a lovely chandelier.
I bet that thing hasn't always hung here. Looks like it belongs in a hall or a drawing room. It was probably taken down at some time and then stored here. Let's see what's behind it. Interesting. A family tree. Hey, maybe it'll give me some pointers to where I... There, right at the top. Samuel and Catherine Gordon. Then is that the Gordon's family tree? So this house also belongs to a Gordon. Are they behind the whole thing?
Maybe.
The Gordon's family tree, beginning with Marcus and Mordred and going up to Samuel and Catherine Gordon. Hundreds of years of family history, full of murder and suffering.
I guess Darren is just assuming that, considering everything he knows thus far of the Gordons. Because, I'm gonna tell you this, it ain't a whole lot. Let's see. So we got the strange place. Let's look at this cloth.
Looks like tightly bundled material. Towels, bed covers, sheets, blankets. Perhaps the occupiers weren't able to take them with them, but also didn't want to just leave them to the rats and mice. That's why they bundled them all up as tightly as they could. Huh. Looks like tightly bundled. Perhaps that's why they bundled them all. The thing weighs at least 60 pounds. I'd rather not drag that around with me.
Thank you, Darren. That's all I needed to know. So we'll need that at some point. What's in here?
This place in the wall looks a little strange somehow. A secret compartment.
Ooh, what's inside?
Oops. A kid's toy.
Aww. It's like one of the
Nothing
little...
more than kids' toys. Some child must have made themselves a store here.
It's like a little play school toy. It's adorable.
Nothing more than kids' toys. I've already got the toy car. I don't need any more of those things.
I'll find them. Let's see, what's about the beam?
Exposed ceiling beams. Pretty rustic, all that. Exposed ceiling beams. Exposed ceiling. Exposed ceiling. Exposed ceiling beam.
Let's see. Carton.
There's some other stuff on the shelf. Looks like the mice have been at them. Some of the things have holes in them.
You.
A head. I think it's for putting your wig on so that it keeps its shape. I can definitely use that.
Okay. So we'll combine that with the
Damn
dummy.
it, not holding. They certainly don't belong together. The office chair won't fit in. The cloth is so tight.
Hammer. Oh. Oh, we're gonna knock somebody out with this, aren't we? Oh. Yup.
The cloth is so tightly bound that it's... Looks like tight. Perhaps that's why they bundled them all up. The cloth is so tightly bound.
So, you gonna do something about the rope here? No. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, okay.
I'll tie the rope onto the binding. Like that.
A weird way to go about it, but hey, you know, we still got it working. Let's see.
Let's see. That works all right.
Okay, so that's gonna work for our purposes, whatever they're gonna fucking be. I don't trust it for shit. So, we got a dummy.
A hallway with a stair at the end. There's a kids program on the TV.
Oh.
Is there anything I can do for you, Samuel?
What the hell was that?
Wait, why the fuck are we suddenly in Wales?
Hello? Yes. We've arrived. It's nice here. Everything's just like you said. No, Tom's gone shopping. Yes. Tom tied him up with rope. I know. The man wasn't very nice to me. But I don't think it's good that he can't leave. Yes, I'll keep a watch. Bye.
I think I'm slowly going mad. There was a woman's voice. She called me Samuel, and I heard music. Alright, now I really must pull myself together. Bobby's sitting down there, and Tom's somewhere around too. The pair of them have kidnapped me on behalf of someone who knows this house. But where the hell am
I'm
I
not?
here? And more importantly, how the hell do I get away?
So wait, can you hear me, Chicky? Can you hear me, or is it just like, did the alert not go off? Like, I know the alert went off on, like, the server. But, like, am I... Okay, good. Panicked. Yeah, sometimes Twitch is just like that. That's part of why, like, I have that, alert set up on my server. Yeah, Twitch is awful for that. Again, that's why I have, like, my server set up to alert when I'm live. But I know not everyone checks it because, like, it's fucking Discord. And it alerts at 1,000,000 miles a second. Okay, so I guess we'll probably need the toy car to bribe Bobby. For some reason, we have a long hose in the hatch. Still. No, we got some things put together. Darren saw the family tree. We've got this bale tied to the rope, which we're probably gonna use it on poor Bobby. And for some reason, we're in fucking Wales. For anyone who is watching this and maybe, like, fell asleep during the first game, because it's all in the same playlist, Samuel Gordon went to Wales to visit family, and now apparently we have been taken back there again. So this game is continuing to retread old locations, which is very interesting, but also very odd. I'm curious to see where they're taking all this. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. I kind of assumed it would have just all stayed in the general area of Willows Creek. Any hoozles?
Huh. It doesn't look to me like I'm gonna be able to loosen the boards.
Eh,
Not
shit.
one bit. Fastened up for good.
I guess the place has been left empty because it was stated earlier in the game that Eleanor went to go live with Grandmama Victoria. Although at the current time, I don't know if, in this game, if Victoria is Grandmama, or if she's, like, technically an aunt or something. Oh. The fuck? It says there's a speech bubble here.
The rope is secured to the bale and goes over the joist. Looks very promising. The rope is secured to the...
Okay.
When Bobby sees the empty chair, even he'll get it that something's not quite right.
Da 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 da.
Doesn't look like a human under the sheet either.
Okay, okay.
Wobbles a little, but the back of the chair is supporting the head.
Alright. Now it'll look like a person. I'm assuming Bobby didn't
Not
help
bad at all.
tie us up, so he wouldn't know.
Why should I tie up the clothes dummy? It's definitely not gonna struggle.
Ah, I see. Fucking Sims 1 ass sound effects.
Okay, now I need to act quickly.
Hello? Everything okay?
Oh, poor Bobby.
Oh.
Sorry, Bobby. Nothing personal. And now, let's get out of here. But where's all my stuff? I need my camera.
I'm gonna save. Actually, I'll save over We Got a Dummy. And we're gonna call it Poor Bobby. Ooh, not that. Bobby. There we go. Hopefully this was soft, so it wouldn't have been too bad.
He's still tied up and unconscious.
Okay, let's get the fuck on.
Let's hope that Tom doesn't choose right now to come home from shopping, and that it's not all that far to the next town. Wow. The car seems to have withstood the impact well.
Are we gonna... Yep. Let's see. Let's look around.
Bobby must have had himself a sandwich. And there's the wrapping paper still lying there.
Oh, good. Tom finally fucking fed him for once.
That's a pretty old-fashioned cell phone. Modern ones only weigh about a pound and are no more than 12 inches long.
This is 93. Wouldn't the cell phone fashion still be like a brick? I'll look it up later.
Sure, I could call the police, but what would I say to them? Help, help, I've been kidnapped and I'm now sitting in a house somewhere in Britain. Or rather, allegedly somewhere in Britain. For all I know, I could be in Denmark. Or India. I need more information first.
Yeah, unfortunately, Darren doesn't know the same information we do about where he is.
A finely carved wooden chest. Now are my things in there? Locked. Yeah, well, it would have been too simple otherwise.
I would love to go to Denmark. Fucking right, chickie?
The lock in the lid kind of suggests that it's not going to be easy to get the lid open. Yep, so it is. I'm guessing that the chest isn't as old as it looks at first glance. As far as I know, numerical locks like this haven't been around for long. You have to enter the right 3-figure combination. Only, what is it? I can't just simply keep fiddling. I can't just simply...
Oh, fine, Darren.
This castle must be a few hundred years old. It would only ever have been heated with fireplaces back then. The chimney probably went through several rooms, so that could give off heat all over.
Anything in the ashes?
It doesn't look like there's been a fire here recently, but there are still a few charred bits of wood in the stove.
I'll take
I'll
them.
take one of the smaller pieces.
Hell yeah. Writing utensil.
Ah, now my fingers are all black.
Don't worry about it. I guess we don't have anything to write with yet.
Who might that have been? The king of the castle? Well, it's funny that lots of folk like to hang carcasses on the wall. In Evil Dead, I thought these stag heads were funny. But this one here is pretty quiet, and sure hasn't got much to laugh about.
Ah. Piano.
The piano seems to me to be at least 100 years old. Mom got a lot of pleasure from it. She used to play piano very well. I don't play any instrument at all. And if I could, then I'd rather play bass in a grunge band than a piano in a castle. I didn't know what I should play, apart from the fact that I probably wouldn't be able to play anyway. I didn't know what I should play.
Okay. So... banner.
Some kind of banners or flags. Strange that no one's taken them. These things usually stand for history and tradition. And would somebody who lives in a castle like to have them with them? On the other hand, if you wanted to leave everything behind you, then probably these things would be the first.
Well, I guess let's go through here.
Get out? Without my things? I need my camera back. And Angelina's notes. The whole bit. The stuff's gotta be here somewhere.
Okay. I guess we'll go upstairs and see what else there is. Or I guess... oh, I guess you put it back. Oh, I guess that's what this was, and that this speech bubble over here was a glitch.
He's still tied up in a...
Okay. So we don't need anything from in there. So the question now becomes, what are we to do? Let's go look at the chest again. Oh, decorations.
The carving shows small circles over a line. Perhaps some kind of pitch information? The circles are recessed into the wood. That means that they must be able to be traced on the paper using a piece of charcoal.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, worked well. You can easily recognize the circles as well as the lines.
Interesting.
Could the circles on the chest be simplified notes? Notes which just give the pitch, not the duration? If they really are notes, then there's a starting point missing. Perhaps you can begin anywhere, and just have to pay attention to the relative pitch of the notes with one another.
Oh god, is this gonna be a music puzzle? Oh, fuck it is. Okay, so we don't need to worry about, like, little half notes. Actually, I used to know what these ones were called, but Not anymore. So I went do. Fuck you. I will get this. But that's so bad that, like, I'm doing so horribly that immediately pops up. So it's from here to here. That sounds good. So this one is a no. Yeah, that's off. That's off. See, so it's like 1, 2, 3. I've already done lost my track. 2, 2, 3.
That was it.
Haha!
I think. I didn't make any Always the same note.
Oh, so that was wrong. Wait, was it? Oh. So I had it right the first time. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? So I had it, but because his reaction's like, oh, well, I don't think I made any mistakes, it makes the player think, oh, I must have fucked up. What else can I do? Making them spend a shit ton longer on it than they needed to. What the fuck? Also, hey Chevalier, welcome in. And I'm just fucking pissed because that was an absolute bullshit fucking puzzle entirely. Like, it's genuinely bad puzzle design to let the player solve it, but then make them think, oh, but did you really? That's fucking horse shit. And also, how in the fuck is that supposed to translate to, oh, suddenly you know what the 3-digit code is? Like, hello, Hannah, welcome in. That...
Sounds like it's done something. Got it. Combination worked.
Yeah, I still don't see how...
There's my stuff. All right.
Yeah.
I'll just take this stuff. I probably won't need the rest anymore.
Yes, I am that petty and salty about it. Because I literally wasted maybe like 10 to 15 minutes of my time trying to fuck around with that.
Oh, great. Wonderful. I'm in the middle of nowhere. The next house could be miles away, and Tom could be back at any minute. I think I better find out where I am first. If Tom does come back, I can always jump into the bushes.
But I hope you're having a better evening than I am currently, Anna. What the fuck? What do you mean, boy?
The boy's around 12 years old, I guess. Looks like he could be watching me. Hey, kid! I know you're there. Come out, I'm not gonna hurt you.
You couldn't anyway. I'm much too quick for you.
If you say so. I'm Darren Michaels, a mighty physics student.
I'm Van Helsing.
Whoa! The vampire hunter? I always thought you were a bit older, sir.
That's fucking cute. And I too am also petty, yeah. Like, I know game design and adventure games has come a fair way since then, but at the same time, you would think, like, there are some puzzles you shouldn't do, or you should not include certain reactions to a puzzle, because it's just going to confuse your player and fuck them up. And not only is that unsatisfying, but it's needlessly frustrating. And it's just a very insincere way to add padding to your fucking game. One that's already fucking long enough as is. Because, like, in what world? I know I'm still harping on about it, but it just annoys me that fucking much. In what world does it make sense to make the player character go, I'm pretty sure I didn't make any mistakes, and then still allow you to interact with the item, with the puzzle itself, as if you hadn't gotten it? Like, I understand that it was a music puzzle. I got that. But I also don't understand how in the fuck would that translate to 325? From what I had seen in, like, the Steam forum discussion about it, the devs are German, so that they've got, like... I don't know why they said it as if it was something special, like, oh, German schools have, like, music classes where you would know this from an early age. It's like, bitch, so do most American schools. Fucking, we all learned hot cross buns if we had the $5 to spare to buy a recorder from school. But that's not an excuse. It's just shitty fucking design. Scree! Just pure unfiltered burb rage. Okay, kid. What have you got for us? What's the intel on this castle?
Can you tell me where I am? What's this castle?
Eh? It's the old Gordon's place.
The Gordons? From Willow Creek?
Willow Creek? I don't know what you're talking about. Sir Richard and Lady Eleanor used to live here.
And where are we exactly?
Where? In Wales.
Oh, great.
I love how specifically it's just the overarching country or county of Wales. I don't even know if it's like a separate country or not. It probably is, considering the way people talk about it. But, like, I guess it would be Wales, because that would explain the Welsh, wouldn't it? Well, bird stupidity aside, on her geographic knowledge, I love how it's just like the overarching area rather than just the specific town.
Have you seen the two men who are living in the castle now?
Yes, nasty men.
You bet.
One of them chased me. Said he would call the police if I don't disappear.
I'm sure he wouldn't do that.
The woman was much nicer.
Which woman?
The pretty one.
I see.
Was here a few weeks ago. She was snooping around and asked me about the summer house and the laboratory. And then she went. She took some blood samples with her.
Strange. Did she tell you her name, or what she planned to do with them?
She needed the blood for research. Angelina said.
Whoa, what?
For research. Maybe she's a vampire hunter too.
What did the woman look like?
Well, like a woman. Pretty.
Like this? Did she look like this?
Yes, that's her. But she had long blonde hair when she was here. I liked her much more like that.
Long blonde hair. And when did you say she was here?
It was before my birthday. About 4 weeks ago.
Long before we coincidentally bumped into each other in Biddeford.
You know, I was only joking about her being in on it. I don't like it when my intuition is right. Let's talk about this.
What kind of summer house is that?
It's all ruins. Blew up.
Oh.
Really?
Yes, a long time ago. My father says that old Sir Richard died in the explosion. He had his laboratory in the summer house.
Oh.
He was a scientist. I think he was a vampire.
Really?
Of course. He experimented with blood. Who else does that kind of thing?
Maybe you're right. And they gave up the castle after the explosion?
Maybe. That was 10 years ago. Since I've been coming here, the castle has always been empty.
So 2 years after the whole spiel with Samuel. That sucks. Poor Uncle Richard. All he wanted to do was chemistry.
What exactly did the woman do when she was here?
Looked at the castle and the summer house, especially the house.
Do you know what she did there?
Looked for something, and I think she tried to get into the old laboratory. At some point, she gave up and started searching at the tomb in the marshes. I had to go home because it was starting to get dark. When I came back the next day, she walked past me coming from the summer house. She had a bag of blood in her hand and was very happy. And then, she left.
Well, do you want a toy car, I guess?
I saw some toys in the castle. Are they yours?
Yes, all my things. And my car. I got that for my birthday. I daren't go in there since those men have been there.
You better not. They're dangerous.
Are they werewolves?
No. But they kidnapped me.
Cool.
I love
Listen,
this child.
Van Helsing, can you do me a favor and keep watch for the car and the other man coming back? I need to have a look around here, and, I need a lookout.
Of course. Nothing gets past me.
Excellent.
Going from vampire hunter to secret agent man.
Can't possibly be a coincidence. Angela snoops around the Gordon estate, and I discover a connection to this very family in Biddeford. Did Angelina lie to me? The question is, did she have a good reason, or does she work for the Order? I can't leave here before I found some answers.
Oh dear. Well, time to look around.
What a dump. The castle looks like it's been fighting a battle with nature for the past 10 years. And lost.
Look, it's been left alone for 10 years. Cut it some slack. Poor Lewis probably got fired when, like, Eleanor left the place, and poor poor Richard kicked the bucket. Like...
I can't believe that someone still lives here. Everything's so run down and overgrown.
Well, no one is living here, that's the thing. So wait. Wait. Why would... My question is, why would... Why... I'm sorry, my brain is 404ing hard and I'm clawing hard at this train of thought to keep a hold of it. Why in the fuck would Darren have a hallucination of Eleanor? Because, like, I know we've already made the joke of, oh, he looks just like Samuel. But is he, like, legitimately, like, Samuel's bastard child? Or is he, like, maybe, like, one of Samuel's brothers? Because, like, we know Samuel had, like, his dad had 2 brothers. Well, actually, no, I don't even know if Uncle Richard was the brother of Samuel's dad. Is he carrying a little axe?
Only this window has been nailed shut. The others were left unprotected and so for the most part are broken. It looks like the occupiers moved out in a hurry. Or they didn't care about what happened to the castle.
Equally likely. If Eleanor is anything like Grandmama Victoria, she probably wanted nothing to do with the area of her husband's death.
Whoever the guy is, and judging by his clothing, I bet he never reckoned on ending up standing in a swamp. A dream habitat for frogs and swamp plants. But that wasn't ever the plan, for sure.
Cool.
Ugh. It smells all rotten and a bit airless. Probably the leaves from the trees rotting in the water.
Well, that's all you gotta say. Statue.
Not
Again.
long now and you'll see this place is one green sea of plants.
Honestly, kind of surprised it took 10 years for it just to get this far.
A completely filthy water tap.
Hey, it
Well,
still
who'd have
runs.
thought it? It still works.
Hose.
A water hose, which apparently they used to use to blast the garden. It's had it. There's a huge rip in it about a yard long. I was probably water in it over the winter, and when it froze, it will have bursted.
I want to know why we still have the long hose. We've had that since the mine. I don't think, or I guess I should say the bunker, but we should not have this. I'm pretty sure we shouldn't have this.
That could have been a tower at one time. The princess would have been locked in the top, waiting for her knight in shining armor. Who knows what's waiting there now? I'm pretty sure that there's something interesting inside, but I can't get inside from here. The house, or what's left of it, is not as old as the other ruins here. Apart from the burnt places on the ruins, I can't spot anything else of interest.
Man. Okay, so we can still take that for whatever.
Hoses have been real useful to me up till now. Hopefully the same goes for this one.
We can hope.
This lamp definitely hasn't worked for eons, and for sure is never going to again. Wrecked. like everything here. That's where someone either tried to turn into the entrance, or the wall fell down through old age. Behind the wall is where a kind of moat begins, maybe 4 or 5 yards deep. Down there's just stone and junk.
Okay.
Perhaps a few objects from the Middle Ages. Swords, armor, that sort of thing.
I
But
doubt
that's
it.
for archaeologists to worry about.
Hmm. Hmm.
This wall is definitely just as old as the tower, and just as shaky. Had to keep away from it. The only function of the wall seems to be to hold up the gate. I won't disturb it.
Probably for the best.
The bowl is full to the brim with water. The outlet's probably blocked so that the rainwater can't escape.
Hmm.
A tree's blocking the way. But I reckon I can climb over the trunk.
Climb, boy, climb! Ew.
Oh, damn! That could also have gone in my eye.
Ew.
Luckily, it seems to have not rained here for a while. That's why the morass is relatively hard and dry. Otherwise, I would have sunk in deeper, and might not have been able to get out on my own.
Oh, that would have been fucking great. Be stuck here for Tom and Bobby to come pick us out later.
Luckily, it seems to have not rained here. Otherwise, I would have...
Hmm.
A monument. And there's more behind. Maybe some kind of family plot. Strange. None of the graves look like they're from recent years. Most of the stones must have been standing there for decades.
Probably.
Is that also some kind of grave? Huh. Nope. Rather more like a water basin. There's about half an inch of duckweed floating on the water.
Hmm. Also, this entire area is like a lot more condensed, which I guess is to be expected. But it seems so odd seeing it so small when in Black Mirror 1 it was all drawn out. Oh shit, stretch. Also, I call fucking shenanigans. The statues were changed.
A pulley. Somewhat battered and weathered. But it still works.
I'll take it. Hell yeah, we got a pulley.
Looks useful. I'll take it with me.
Let's see, there's the crypt statue.
The statues are of veiled women, grieving for the dead. In their book it says... nothing. 3 very similar trees, all about as thick as an arm, about 3 or 4 yards tall, and pretty bent over by the wind.
Are we breaking off a tree?
The trees only have their first branches quite high up, and barely any leaves. They're obviously not doing too well, but they're still too thick to break them and bring them down.
Okay. Well, we'll bear that in mind, I guess.
Huh. It's a miracle that the stairs haven't collapsed, but I'm still not gonna step on them.
Fair enough.
Huh. A hook. It still looks pretty sound despite the rust. Ugh. It's damn well fixed. I'm not gonna get it out with my bare hands.
Go gadget rand. Okay, no. Let's see. Do I need that? No. Crap. Okay. Oh, pardon. Let's go in the crypt. Time to party with. Oh.
The ground's real soft everywhere here. I think it must be a swamp. I bet as soon as it rains, you can't put one foot in front of the other.
Thank you, Canuck.
This building must be the only one you can still get into.
Now let's see here. Hold on. I got mem schedules I must deal with. I should have looked at the messages. Thank you, Chicky. I just saw the picture you had sent. Okay. Carrying slings.
There are 2 belts. They look like carrying slings. And they look new. The belts are a ripstop weave. They'll sure hold quite a bit. Little Van Helsing reckoned that Angelina had spent a long time messing around the tomb here. And here's the lid, not lying squarely on the sarcophagus.
Open it up!
There are some stone chips which have come off the edge. Doesn't look all too old. Angelina had opened the sarcophagus. That much is clear. But why?
Well, look inside and find out,
I
Darren.
don't know why Angelina had lifted the lid off the sarcophagus. But she did. I'm sure of that much. The question is, how can I do that? The lid must weigh several hundred pounds. Angelina must have definitely had some kind of suitable equipment on hand, as opposed to me. I can't get the lid open using the pull.
No, don't send me out.
There are some stone chips.
Yes, Darren. It looks very interesting.
I'll place the sling around the back right corner, and the other around the front left one. The slings are exactly long enough to touch in the middle.
Gee, I wonder why that could be so convenient.
Great idea. Oh, but sadly I've forgotten my crane. You know, the one I wanted to hang the pulley from.
Darren, so fucking help me.
The lid is partly fallen in. That would appear to have been a few years back, though. The lid is partly fallen. The lid is partly...
Pieces of rope. I guess we'll just keep looking around.
A stone figure holding weighing scales. The scales are empty. This stone statue is covered in moss, like the others. It's carrying a metal shield. Unusual. The shield hasn't been moved in years. False alarm. Could be Poseidon. Well, the statue's got a trident in its hand, at least.
We'll look at this one. Oh, there's like something
In
weird
horror
too.
stories, there's always secret passageways under sarcophaguses like this. And they always lead down into secret underground chambers. In reality, though, I think I can exclude that idea. There are only probably some horrible beetles and corpse-eating maggots in there.
Ah. If only you knew, Darren.
Obviously a wild, romantic place. Only the stinking swamp outside ruins the atmosphere. Obviously a wild, romantic place. Only the stinking swamp outside ruins the atmosphere.
You know, I was joking before. Chicky, like last week when I was saying like, oh, Darren would totally be a hopeless romantic sim because he's like chasing after Angelina. But for as often as he comments about things being romantic, I'm starting to think it's probably the deal.
The slings could definitely carry the lid, and I've put them on so that the lid can't tip.
So I guess we need the tree for a beam.
The trees only have, but they're still too thick.
I did see the kid have an axe. Let's see if we can't procure it from him. Made a comment in the DM because it might have been too inappropriate for chat. Okay, I will look. Ha! Hey kid, can we buy your hatchet?
Hi there.
Hello.
That's a nice hatchet you got there.
Mm-hmm. I found it.
Do you think I could borrow it?
A vampire hunter never puts his weapon down.
I see. Do you never have a break from being a vampire hunter?
What else can I play? All my toys are inside.
You want to
Hey,
bet?
look!
Ooh, my car!
May I borrow the hatchet now, please?
Hey, buddy. I've got to get going, okay? But,
Of course.
Wait, I
I
didn't...
don't know what I could ask him.
Oh. Oh, so he just fucking dropped it. Okay.
The little guy's hatchet. Oh, it's seen better days. Can I just borrow the hatchet?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's got his car. He got a toy car now. He's fine. Oh, let's see. What this peg?
Approximately a foot-long sharpened wooden stake. I really doubt that there are vampires here.
That's fucking cute. He had a little steak. Ah. Now I want to make like a CC for Sims, where it's just the toddler and child version of the Van Helsing get up. And they can wear it for spooky day. Oh.
I'll try to loosen the hook using the hatchet.
Yes, use the sharp end on it instead of the flat end like a hammer.
That worked amazingly well.
Darren, if this doesn't chop down the trees now because of that, I'm strangling you. I don't know how, but I will.
This'll take a while. The axe is real blunt.
I wonder why.
Okay, I felled the trees and trimmed the trunks for a good 1.5 yards. The tree trunks are about an arm. The tree trunks are about. The tree trunks are about. The tree trunks are.
Oh. Okay.
Now, how does that go? You can somehow rig up a tripod out of 3 pieces of wood. So, and then like so. Yep, exactly. And now, 1 tripod. Just has to be erected now.
I'll
I'll
take
position it as well as I can over the sarcophagus.
it. Hey, there we go. Alright.
I'll hang the pulley on the rope. I'll try to get as much of the rope as I can.
Alright. Oh, did it automatically just take the hook? Holy shit, Oh no.
The length just makes it. The slings are holding the lid, and I'm
So-
real careful. I hope it's gonna hold.
Darren, please. So much for not tilting.
What have we got here? Steps leading down. Hmm. I guess it was just a nod to the old game that this one was like, oh hey, I bet there's like secret passages. It was this one. And this one had like, we had to put a key on it, and it let us go. And it basically opening up this one let us go down the stairs in this one. So it was kind of weird seeing them swapped. I'm wondering if it's like a different dev team, or if it's the same dev team, they just didn't really care that much for small detail consistency. The gap is big enough to squeeze through. I only hope that my...
How?
Whoa. Now where's this then? Looks like the inside of a tower. And here's some kind of crater in the floor. Looks like something's exploded here.
I'm having a bit of a brain broke moment. Because, like, it would have made more sense and been cooler if we had just, like, done that same MacGyver shit, but to move, you know, what rubble would be blocking the way to get in here. Like, it shouldn't be bugging me as much as it does. Like, they've thrown in enough, like, little details, like, callbacks. But at the same time, I'm noticing enough inconsistencies where it's like, it's nice that you tried, but you didn't get it right. Like, we first noticed that at the asylum turned hotel. And I guess technically you could also apply that to Murphy's place turned into a museum. But we never really got to see that place extensively anyway, so it didn't really matter as much there. I noticed it a little bit in Eleanor's manner, but like... that's kind of understandable that they shortened it. But to be able to go from... but creating an entirely new staircase from the mausoleum, mind you, that Eleanor fought tooth and nail to keep people fucking out of, suddenly now has a staircase into Richard's tower. A man who had already been shown, for the most part, to largely respect his wife's wishes. I mean, not enough that he, conveniently, forgot where he left his key out for Samuel to pick it up. But, like, he wouldn't go desecrating an entire gravesite just to have a stairway into the mausoleum that he knew his wife didn't want anyone in there for. So it's just weird.
The safe survived the explosion undamaged, I'd say. These burns may have well come from a Weldon set. The kid reckoned that Angelina looked real pleased with herself. Somehow she must have got the safe open. Now what have we got here? A combination lock, but not with numbers, with letters.
Worry about that in a bit.
I can only guess here. It looks like there wasn't any fire. There's no charring in the rubble. An explosion which caused this kind of damage in a closed space? So Richard wouldn't have stood a chance. There's paper lying everywhere. Most of it's soaked through from rainwater.
Well, let's see if these are then.
Huh. Here's a folder. Oh, it's only wet on one corner.
Oh, thank you, Chicky. We'll see if I need that help in a
Newspaper
second.
cuttings. From 1981. 12 years ago. William Gordon in fatal accident, Willow Creek. William Gordon fell on Tuesday from his studio in the tower of his home due to unknown causes. Blah, blah, blah. William Gordon, suicide. As the police today announced, we are now dealing with the fall of the master of Blackmere Castle, close by the village of Willow Creek. In all probability, a suicide. Here's another piece a week later. Grim serial murders in Willow Creek. Blah, blah, blah. Latest victim of bloody trail, Vic Valley, just 12 years old. According to police sources, his body was found next to a stone circle in the woods. The condition of the corpse gives reason to suspect a ritual killing. Another 2 weeks later. Main suspect in Willow Creek murders identified. As Scotland Yard has announced, it has been established that at 3 of the murder scenes, there are signs which suggest the involvement of Samuel Gordon, the grandson of William Gordon, who was killed last month. Samuel Gordon was found dead 2 weeks ago at the foot of one of the towers of Blackmere Castle. Apparently the tower from which his grandfather had previously... blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Reports about the murder fest in Willow Creek 12 years ago. No wonder that Sir Richard was interested in it. William was his brother.
Okay. So he was grand uncle, or like great uncle Richard.
The poster survived the explosion relatively undamaged. It was probably hit squarely by the pressure wave and then pressed against the wall. Here's a table showing the occurrences of blood groups.
A, B, B, A. Oh, okay.
Most of the people have blood group AB. Then comes B, then A, and then quite rarely there's group O. Here's a table showing...
Okay.
Most of the people have blood group...
So what's this?
I can't get through there. The passage has collapsed a few yards in. Whoa, hey, a welding torch. Angelina was using some heavy gear. But it doesn't look like it's been used. The safe wasn't cut open. Works perfectly, but it's not gonna help me much with the safe.
We'll need it for something, though. Just what? Let's see.
Chains, wrought iron rings, crudely hewn stones. Not exactly what you'd call modern craftsmanship. Rather more like a Frankenstein movie. Whether the crack goes back to the explosion or appeared later, I don't know. Whichever the case, it doesn't look good. Logic tells me that the tower has been standing like this for years, and so the chances are pretty damn slim that it's all of a sudden gonna collapse this minute, just while I'm here. But my gut tells me that I shouldn't stay here any longer than I absolutely need to.
The wise assessment. A tube.
A piece of plastic tube. Okay, I'll stick it in.
Stick it in what?
Rather light. The walls of the pipe are thin. Maybe it belongs to part of a ventilation system or something.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be, but I wanted it.
Sheesh. I can only guess here.
I wanted to see. Let's double check that.
Here's a table showing.
Okay. I had them backwards.
Most of the people have.
Okay. And just due to what happened earlier, I'm adding an extra 10 minutes to the clock for this. Fuck you, you mock me.
A metal holder with several blood samples. The boy mentioned that. There's a number on each sample, and there's a list of names stuck on the back of the safe. Now let's see. Weird. The numbers 1 to 5 are missing. That's Richard Gordon and William Gordon. Gordon's blood.
Dun
What
dun
does
dun.
Angelina want with that? Does she need it herself or something? Or does she want to stop it getting into other people's hands? Whatever it is, I can't trust her anymore. She's in this thing somehow and she's lied to me. I ought to drive back to Willow Creek. Maybe she's turned up there in the meantime. And then we'll see.
I don't think so. And nah, but Richard was a fan of disco, fucking right. Although, I don't see how these blood samples would still be viable. Because, like, one, while they would be safe in the safe, it wouldn't actually keep the samples safe from degrading. They would still be subject to breaking down over time. I don't imagine that the blood would still have, you know, enough DNA left in it to sequence it and find out who it belonged to. Especially considering, like, if you were to store it, it would need to be frozen. Although, actually, hold on. We can just go to fucking Google. Let's see. Whole blood samples should not remain at room temperature longer than 8 hours. If assays are not completed within 8 hours, samples should be stored at +2 degrees Celsius to +8 degrees for no longer than 7 days. If they are not completed within 7 days and they need to be stored beyond that time period, they should be frozen at -15 to -20 degrees Celsius. Let's see, when does it go bad? The 30-minute rule states that blood red cells, or the red blood cell units left out of controlled temperature storage for more than 30 minutes should not be returned to storage for reissue. 4-hour rule issues that transfusion of red blood cell units should be completed within 4 hours of the removal from controlled temperature storage. So let's see about, like, DNA. Well, DNA is stable for up to a month at room temperature. Live blood cell viability starts waning in 2 days. So the DNA part of it, this is well past the month. Imagine if Darren made a Reddit post on relationship advice. Oh god. So hey guys, I met the girl of my dreams, but unfortunately, she's got me wrapped up into some weird shenanigans in England. And now I think that she's trying to get my blood or something. Should I break things off?
Works perfectly.
So... oh.
Unless I have a good reason.
Did I want some of the blood?
There's nothing else in, and I know what I had to know. Angelina was after the Gordon's blood. The question is, why? And what have I got to do with it?
But yeah, these samples have been sitting out here for over 10 years. And yeah, I think I need help, Chicky, because I'm assuming I need to do something else. Garden hose with the hatchet, okay.
The piece with the rip can't be repaired. I'll cut that bit out.
Nah, that works fine.
Okay. Now I've got 2 halfway usable hose ends.
Man, why does it have to be windy today? Don't know about tomorrow, but there's some stuff I wanted to do at home. Aw.
Yeah, great. The tube fits exactly in the hose. Not. If I heat it up first, it ought to expand. And then I could connect it.
Alright. We'll use that then. And it's been windy a lot around here too. It's been interesting.
If I heat up the plastic tube, it'll expand. Then the ends of the hose will fit into the tube. I think that'll do.
Alright. Oh, we better be quick before it, like, cools off.
It fits. Just wait a bit while it cools down. Done. It's a pretty close fit on the hose. No more water's getting out of there. When the water flows through it, that'll cool the tube down completely.
Oh, well, I guess we, better go.
Whoa,
Holy!
You've been in the crypt? Are there coffins in there?
Yeah, but no vampires.
Shame.
Well, what is it then?
A car! The other man's back!
The other kidnapper? Huh. Thanks for the warning. Okay, run home and tell your parents they should call the police, okay?
Cool.
Bye, Van
Gotta
Helsing.
be careful. Tom won't be too happy that I've disappeared.
Fucking child jump scare. I wasn't expecting them to be right here. But good to know that the child is actually reliable. Actually, hold on. Save. And... Tom's back. Sorry, I was closing down pages. So now we want this to be fully cooled.
It's on. For a start, I ought to position the other end of the hose somewhere.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I guess I did click it. Han Han Han!
The hose is in position.
So now we just gotta make our way back. Wait, hold on.
It's a miracle that so much of the house is still standing after the tree smashed into it. Nothing interesting to see. The roof has caved in and buried the room below it.
Alright, I guess now it's time to go see what'll happen now.
Huh. Tom's car's back there. Maybe I could hotwire it and...
I don't care what's happened to your head, you useless pisswit. Make sure you get the old cow on the phone. I'll look for that bastard.
I'm never gonna get to the car. Tom would see me and I think I've seen a weapon. Looks like there are two options. I can wait here for the police and then explain to them for hours on end what's going on here. Or I can lay a trap for Tom and then steal his car.
And we can do that next time. And yes, I am going to save again. Tom, we stealing cars.